What's up, guys? This is the Vinyl Casket. I'm your host, Nick, home of the lamest taste. That's where we're at. We're at our weekly comic book review. They come out Tuesday and Wednesday every single week. We're going to get into it. We're going to discuss. So we're going to start off a little bit different. I got some things that I normally don't do on the review. So, and don't forget to please, if you're watching this on Twitch, or you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe and follow on Twitch, and subscribe, like, and comment, and hit the bell on YouTube. I put up multiple 2 to 3 videos a week. I try. I do live streams for most of these videos. Also follow on Instagram at Vinyl Casket and Vinyl Casket Comics. And we'll get right into it. So I decided to pick up a comic that I think came out like last month, a couple weeks ago. Because there's a storyline that's going on, an event that's forming, that's happening, that I'm really excited about, right? There we go. That's better. That I'm really excited about. I can't wait to happen. That being Captain Marvel, issue 32, and this is part 1 of The Last of the Marvels. So when I heard this, I saw the solicitations for this. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I'm going to pick that when it comes out. And I obviously missed this book. I didn't realize it had come out. And then I saw the solicitations for next week, seeing that 33 comes out and it's part 2. And I was like, oh, I got to get part 1. And thankfully, my comic shop had this on the wall still. Really awesome storyline so far. I'm very excited because they've already teased that we're getting all the Marvels. We're getting Marvel. We're getting the kids. We're getting everybody is probably going to be in the story. Very excited. First part, really good. Turns out to be Fayetteville. So hopefully they somehow tie this into the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, which just ended. So hopefully that gets tied into this somehow. Really cool fight scenes. Awesome artwork. Awesome coloring. I really liked it. I thought the dialogue and the monologuing was pretty good. I haven't really been reading this book, but I've heard such good things about it, especially the stuff she was doing with Doctor Strange. Yeah, I thought it was a really good read. I'm glad I picked it up, and I can't wait for the next issue to come out next week. I give this 7 out of 10. Okay. And then I know I picked it up a while ago, but I finally got around to reading Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 120. This is the variant cover. I loved it. And right after, this week came out issue 121 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is the A cover. I thought I was falling off of this. I thought, you know what? I read the annual. I read issues 118 and 119. And I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. Then I got 120 and I just wasn't in the mood to read it for some reason. I think I picked it up late. I forgot I had added it to my pull list. But I read it finally, and I'm really glad I did because it was awesome. It was an awesome story. It's a twofer, bro. This whole thing with Mutant Town and this big rebellion against the guys that have been like holding them back. I think all these different characters that you're getting. Herman the Crab, and all sorts of weird stuff, right? I think it's awesome. I think the character development is quick, precise. You immediately know how these characters act and their motivations, and it's really well written and it's incredibly well drawn. I love the paper stock they use. I'm gonna give them both 8 out of 10s. Very excited. I'm happy that I got my hype back for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Last Ronin has really been ruining my excitement because it comes out, you get excited, I start reading the main title, and then they delay it, and then I get really upset with the whole franchise, and then I don't want to read it. Okay, that was all I have for indie, those two. So we're gonna get right into Marvel. We have I guess technically it's the last issue, but they tease something that the title is changing into something else eventually. So this is issue 5 of Non-Stop Spider-Man. Basically at the end it says and this continues and finishes the story with him fighting Wolf and Zemo, and big fight, really cool. He's drugged up out of his mind, but he still finds a way to fight. Turns out the Wolf isn't a Nazi. He's actually like Wakandan or something, and that pisses Baron Zemo off. All sorts of stuff. They're trying to rebuild something better than Hydra. Artwork was incredible. Formatting was incredible. I loved this whole style, this whole book of the slanted pages, and the panels are positioned to go with the flow of the action, and the lettering is really cool. I really liked it. I thought it was cool. I'm glad that this is over. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick up the thing that falls out of this. I think it's going to be called Savage Spider-Man. I don't know where we're going to go with this, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to pick it up. But I might. So I'm going to give this a 6.5 out of 10. Okay, we're into issue 2 of Darkhawk. This is a variant cover. Very excited. I love this cover. I think it's awesome. I was very excited when I saw this. Yeah, to be completely honest with you, I love Kyle Higgins, right? I think he's a great writer. I've preached and I've said and whatever. Art in this book does not meet the standards set by the writing. The dialogue, the lettering, the coloring, everything is, good. And the scenes where he's wearing the Darkhawk suit are drawn well. It's the normal human interactions that are drawn so weird and so obscurely that it just irks everything I have. Like every sense I have just goes nuts, right? I hate it. It's like bad anime mixed with Archie, mixed with trying to be kind of realist. It's like trying to emulate Radiant Black by also doing hair terribly, anatomy terribly. Yeah. I'm sorry, but the artist does not have his human anatomy down with drawing. It doesn't flow. It's very inconsistent. It doesn't match panel to panel. The characters all look the same. They all have the same facial expressions. There's nothing differing them. The hair is awful. So you'll have like a very realistic clothing design, very realistic face shape, and then you have the super cartoony hair where everything's rounded and poking out in all different directions. Like they never brushed their hair in their life. Like no character in this book knows what a hairbrush is. And for some reason, the hair looks like that guy from My Hero Academia that shoots the balls off his head. I just don't understand the art style, like the strategy here, because I think the coloring is great. I think the logic behind each panel is great. The scenes make sense. I love the Darkhawk stuff where he's just drawing Darkhawk because I love that new design. I just don't like, and the problem is, it wouldn't be that bad if Kyle Higgins didn't write the book as primarily these kids discovering themselves, and then Darkhawk's just kind of an added thing. So it's like 85% just human interaction with like the rest being Darkhawk. So you're seeing the stuff that I visually don't find appealing for a majority of the book. But the story's awesome. The story's incredible. I like it. I like the Miles Morales cameo. I thought that was cool. I thought the whole storyline was awesome. I'm talking way too much about this, but I'm going to give it... It sucks because story-wise, if this is drawn any other way, even by the same artist, any other style, I would literally give it a 9, right? I'm going to have to give it a 7. 6.5, 7. It sucks because I'm really enjoying the storyline, and I love the title card and everything about this title. I wish this guy would just fix the way he's drawing hair and fix his whole perception of human anatomy, because it doesn't make sense. Okay, last issue of Extreme Carnage. This is the Omega. So this is the final Scotty Young cover. Spider-Man says, I'm not sure this even happens in this book, but I do know it should. I'm assuming that Scotty Young made all these covers without finding out what the books are going to be about, and this is like the perfect finale to that. I think that's awesome. I think that's so funny. Spider-Man's not even in the book, and he's on a bunch of these covers, so that's like the funniest part, is that Spider-Man has no interaction with any of these characters. I think he just wanted a reason to draw Spider-Man. But yeah, awesome. I have the whole set of Scotty Young covers for this, all 8 issues. I did not expect this issue to end the way it did. And I think that's a good thing, because I like when books don't do things that are super predictable. You like, especially when you have 8 issues, you get in the 8th issue, you kind of see where it's going. It was kind of going that way, and then it turned whatever. We got Sleeper. We got the whole new revelation. We got a couple captured symbiotes. A couple got away. And it's basically leading into the new Venom title, right? With Eddie being the King in Black and Dylan being Venom. Very excited to see how, this team of Toxin, Silence, Agent Anti-Venom, and Sleeper ties in to Venom. I would love to see this team. I think it would be awesome. I think it would be an awesome, super cool concept to have this team of symbiotes that are all heroes. I'm gonna give it I've been giving them like 9s, 8s. I'm gonna stick with 8. I'm gonna give it an 8. Okay, we got 2 more books from Marvel, and they're 2 big books for me. They're 2 books that I actually really enjoyed, and I think one of them has problems, obviously, and that mostly has to do with the last 100 issues of it, but we'll get into that when we get to it. First, we're going to get into Inferno. This is the wraparound variant cover. I think the artwork for this cover is incredible. In this book, finally, we're back. Hickman's back. The man, the head of X, is finally back. He is finishing or continuing the story that we got out of House and Powers of X, his X-Men run, which kind of set up stages leading towards stuff. Then, we had that really crappy crossover, X of Swords, awful, ruined a bunch of titles. And most of these titles have been developing stories that have added and built towards this whole Krakoa thing, right? So now we know so much about this island and its processes. We had the Wave X miniseries that ended last week with I want to say it's Onslaught. Ended with the Onslaught revelation. That was really cool. So that installed a whole faith element into everything. We had the whole thing where we had the Gala, which built everything and connected the only good thing we got out of X of Swords was Akora, which is like the other island that's now on Earth that now went to Mars, and now they have this whole Mars space. Sword was interesting. I did drop it. I might be picking up a couple issues just because I think Old Cable's going to be featured in it. That's another thing the Cable series led to, the whole bringing back Old Cable, which tied into the Last Annihilation, and I enjoyed. You know what? I've got to say, I've enjoyed most of the stuff that come out of X. I just thought it was starting to get redundant, right? It's starting to get overdone. It's starting to go in too many directions. It's starting to fall apart. This seems like, and we also have the Trial of Magneto, which I don't know where that's going, dude. I have no idea what direction they're going. This is awesome. This is cool. This is fun. This is interesting. It feels straight like a continuation of like that 2021 issue series of X-Men, Powers and House, and now we got Inferno. I don't want to spoil it. I think it's awesome. It touches on a ton of characters, changing this, hiding this, Destiny, Memorial. I can't say her first name, but McTaggart, all that stuff wrapped into this first issue. And I think it's incredible. I can't wait to see the series conclude. I think it's like 4 issues, maybe 3. I can't wait. So I'm going to give that an easy 9. And then finally, issue 74 of Nick Spencer's final issue of Spider-Man. It's a big boy. It is it's like an 80 pager. This is massive. You got a couple mini stories that I liked. But the main story concludes this whole Nick Spencer run, right? This whole... So much. I've only been reading for a little bit, since like 60, maybe 50, 55, maybe. So much has happened. And so little has happened. You get all these revelations, you know. First off, the main scene of this is straight out of Spider-Man 3. Like, straight out of Spider-Man 3. Harry hops on the glider, realizes that he's a clone, hops on the glider, throwing pumpkin bombs as Harry in a suit, fighting with Peter, like, alongside him against Kindred, which turns out to be 2 Kindreds, turns out to be those fake mass-produced kids that Harry, back in the day before he died, had made it seem like they were the offspring of Gwen Stacy and Norman Osborn, but they weren't. And, you know, Norman manipulated them and the whole thing, and they've been Kindred this whole time. And that's so wild to me. So that was so interesting. The back and forth, the dialogue, Mary Jane, the whole thing going on with Mephisto and Doctor Strange was really cool. I think he ended it pretty good. You know, a lot of people have been complaining that all his story arcs, all his things, they never end, right? He does this big conclusion, and then it just opens up more shit and keeps going forward. This ended a lot of stuff, I think. It definitely isn't amazing, right? This is the variant cover, by the way. I think it's awesome. But it was good. I enjoyed this. I was very happy reading this. I was so happy that it's over. Yeah, I got nothing to say. I'm going to give it a very unreasonable score. I'm going to give it an 8. Just because it was so enjoyable to read. It doesn't mean that the story was good. The storyline was good. The story arc was good. I had fun, though. So I'm going to give it an 8. Okay. Now we're on to DC. You know, the bulk. We'll start off with issue 4 of Checkmate. These are the variant covers that I've been getting, the card stock, that all look like this. So finally, when we're done, we'll have a nice collection that all look in the same style. I'm starting to figure out what's going on. You got some Damian Wayne dressed as Robin in his Robin costume, so I don't think Checkmate is happening in the normal continuity, or at least on our normal universe, right? Because none of these, like, they mention Checkmate, all these other books mention Checkmate, but Bones is gone. Like, I just don't know what's going on. But it was fun. It was a fun read. I've enjoyed all 4 issues so far. I think they're great. I think the artwork is pretty interesting. But my whole issue, some of the artwork is bad, but what I'm just trying to figure out is what is going on. But I have fun reading each one, so I'm just gonna give it a solid 6. And hopefully at the end it makes sense. Okay, issue 1 of Deathstroke Inc. This is the cardstock variant cover. Okay, so cool cover, right? Was this what I was expecting? Not at all. Is Talking Pop Culture going to be upset? Most likely. He's probably not going to like this, but he might like this. It's definitely different. You know, you get some stuff of his past, some flashback panels, you know, some of his origin story, and basically him, you know, being a villain, being a hero. Why is he doing this? What purpose does he have to do this? You know, they're setting this whole organization up to do some kind of mission. Black Canary's involved. we don't really know what fully is going down yet, but I thought it was cool. So it's okay. I'm gonna give it a 5. Hopefully it improves. Hopefully it improves. All right, so we got issue. I always have to look at these because they're big numbers. 1043 of Detective Comics, Batman Detective Comics. Ties in the Fear State. We also have the variant Hunter's Wanted poster. Goes nicely with the Nightwing Wanted poster. They're both ratios. I think they're 1 in 25s. I don't believe it says it anywhere on here. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're 1 in 25 ratio variants. Very excited to add that to the collection. Yeah, so this was really cool. So this was an interesting issue because it ties into Fear State, right? We still have that Task Force Z Road to Task Force Z. The Road to Task Force Z backstory, side story. Really cool. I'm gonna say this right now. This is different. So basically, you get to see the magistrate start to lose hold on the mayor. He doesn't want it anymore. He's done. He's fed up with the failure. He's fed up with the direction they're going. He's basically fed up with them. Like, he's done. And the guy in charge, Simon Saint, not having it. He is pissed. But then you get introduced to this whole new faction of characters. We don't know anything about this dude calling himself that he's king and it's shooting at the mayor, and the mayor is getting escorted out, and then the magistrate, robots, and guards are trying to intervene, and though this king fraction was pretending to be his security, and Batman swoops in, big panels, takes out people. He ends up in this flooded sewer. Batman's trying to save him, and then somehow it ties into Vile again. Not sure what direction they're going to go with, but I'm very excited because now there's tension, right? We have a book that's finally giving us tension between Gotham PD and the Magistrate. You know, in Future State, it was like a set thing. So this is the pullback. Are they going to be able to pull back, or are they going to grip it real and we're going to get Future State? I don't believe so. I think Fear State is a divergent path of Future State. And I believe that this pullback that the mayor has is going to stop the Magistrate from taking over. I'm going to give this a... We're going to give it an 8. I'm going to give it an 8. I think it was good. Okay, so we got 2 Superman stories coming up, right? We're going to go with 1035 of Superman Action Comics. It has a... Oh, I didn't talk about the back. So the backup for Detective Comics was cool. Basically, Red Hood is getting a job offer. Let's go with that. I didn't really enjoy or really was able to pay attention to the backup story in this Tales of Metropolis. It just didn't do it for me. It hasn't been doing it for me, so I don't really know what's going on, so I just haven't been paying attention to it. Action Comics, The Goodbye. So this and Superman Son of Kal-El issue 3, which is the next up, both deal with Superman leaving, right? Leading to the events of Superman and the Authority and his fight with Mongrel. I didn't realize that Superman and the Authority was in the same time period because they make it seem like it's rapidly in the future. Unless he went to the future to grab these guys, who knows? But this was really cool. You get some stuff with the Justice League that just kicked them out. Batman having a whole conversation with them. That was really cool. John Kent was like, if Damian's creepy dad. That was really cool. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a cool, goodbye issue, setting up those next events, and I'm excited for it. I'm with it. I'm gonna give it a solid 7, and we're gonna move on to Son of Kal-El, the Jonathan Kent book. basically he gets arrested for stopping, he's being a very social, social justice, very against this whole, like, the way the media personifies this and the way governments are handling this and that, and he's really stepping in and trying to change the world. And that's what I enjoy. I know a lot of people are calling Tom Taylor a hippie for this. Not about it. I think it's great. I think the artwork and the coloring is great. I love how he brings his friend to the farm, and this whole thing, how he's freaking out about Lois Lane but not about Superman. That he gets them out of jail. He gets him out of jail. All sorts of cool stuff. And then the whole goodbye speech again. I'm liking this. I'm loving this series. I'm gonna give this one a 7.5 because I like it a little bit more than Action Comics. And then finally, we have Robin. So this is the variant covers that are all done by, I think it's Manipal, but I'm not sure. They all are kind of in the same character, same styles of different characters. This is Respawn. What issue? This is issue 6. So the tournament starts. Tournament starts real fast. Like, out of nowhere, we got fights going down this way, that way. Damien's already done with 2 fights. He's now sitting back, eating a sandwich, watching everybody else fight. And they're giving him a lowdown of what's going on and this and that. I love it. I think this is awesome. This book is finally picking up pace, but it hasn't really been that slow. It's taken its time. It's taken 5 issues to lead up to the start of the fight. But I realized that everybody had to die at least once for the fight to start, right? So now that everybody's died once, to fight the real tournament can start. We had Bat Family stuff. We had Ra's al Ghul stuff. We had all sorts of detective work going on. And we're finally at the fighting point. And I'm so excited. I'm going to give this an easy 9. This is my pick of the week. I know that's strange to say, but Robin is my pick of the week. And I love it. I love this cover. I love this book. I love everything about it. Inferno would be my runner-up. Easily is my runner-up. And with that being said, that's all I got. That was my review for the week. Those are my comic book reviews. Remember to please, almost all the issues are posted on my Instagram at Vinyl Casket Comics. Check out the mini reviews. Check out the artwork. Watch the videos that I have on my YouTube and my past reviews at The Vinyl Casket. Check out my record collection at Vinyl Casket on Instagram. And remember to subscribe and follow on here. Like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Hit the bell over there if you're watching that. And remember, this is the home of the lamest taste, so you gotta know they gotta stay lame.